This is the Infinite Intelligence Report, episode number 10. Question: what can be shared regarding the resignations of politicians during this time, as it's beginning to become a lot more noticeable, especially with all of Japan's government resigning? What does all of this symbolize? That you are residing upon a new earth where the old ways of man's laws are no longer applying. You are reaching a critical point collectively, where all that once was and no longer shall be. This will take time through transition for you to see it on a grander scale, but you are no longer living on a planet that is under the authority of inequalities and corruption. Such things are falling away more and more as each moment passes. The narrative of the old regime must be exposed in a way for every person on the earth to see that the old ways are falling away. It is not something that can simply disappear, and something magnificent, brilliant, and luminous can take its place. The world must grow together in that luminous, magnificent, and brilliant way of life. When humanity learns of everything that has been kept under its own feet for a very long time, everything on the earth that was orchestrated by man will be scrutinized and evaluated. That which is filthy and corrupt will be thrown to the wayside. That which is truly beneficial to people will be held up high and used in the daily lives of the people. Seeing governmental change is simply a movement in the choir of a greater world coming together. Everything is deciding through yourselves, and the shifts that enable these transformations to come arrive at the perfect time. When the old has been discarded and the new is being embraced, the transformation showing such events will occur. New decisions are going to be made that will complement the world and its people to work together. That is where you are headed as a collective. It is not a time of doom and gloom. It is a time of phenomenal change where humanity is beginning to realize what it can do and what it can change together. This is not an error in your current time to be looked at lightly. Embrace it and continue to make the changes you know will bring a greater world together, unified under that one thought and principle. Create a world together that you can live with together. That is why such changes are occurring. Question: why does it seem like the same old narrative is repeating itself when it is mentioned constantly by various insiders that the alliance or counterforces have pretty much taken over? Why isn't that being more apparent in front of the scenes? It is not to say that it is not, yet there are those who cannot see the messages of change because they are not looking in the right places or through the right medium to see it. Change itself that goes against the norm that you have been used to for a long time is the very transformation that is appearing before you to tell you that you are entering a new world. Do not expect one government to change another government for that government to govern you. This is a time that belongs to the people, not a new government. You have always been planting seeds to see the world shape itself into something new. You are a critical point where the world is reshaping itself into something new, yet many still testify to the fear and heartache of the old ways and old rules of an old oligarch. The few are no longer holding the keys to the Earth Kingdom anymore. Those keys are placed in your hands. The time for such lessons representing oppression and corruption are ending. Yet many will still believe that the world is being cast into doom and horror. Experience must be their master for them to see what is truly becoming of the world. The world is not ending. It is not the end time for humanity. It is not a cataclysm being born, but the birth of a grand awakening where humanity is standing up together. The counterforces are yourselves. If the force on this planet has been a force of lies and separation, you are the force of truth and unification. That will overpower the corrupt, the deceitful, and the separate-minded. But you will not know the truth by watching a television screen or relying upon what a speaker tells you. Your heart tells you that everything around you is changing. It is your ability to embrace what your own heart is telling you and see what the heart wants to show you. It's your own instincts and intuition that is telling you this. You rely on something external to tell you of change, But the outer world is only the effect of change happening, not the source to where the changes stem from. That is from your inner self. You must tune into that to know what is truly taking place on the earth and how people are changing. You cannot find such things by looking on any of your media. It must be through the language of your own heart. You need to trust yourselves and care about yourselves enough to want to abide there. Only through peace and calmness is the greatest truth going to be revealed to you. Question: if this truly is the Great Awakening, why has it been brought through the collective consciousness with such great suffering and struggle throughout the world? What can people do to resolve this struggle? You have been under the eclipse of ignorance and falsity for a very long time. Your ancestors have fallen under the guise of praising outside authority, and this has been a recurring cycle for generations. Only through those generations have souls shifted themselves to realize that they will no longer repeat the events of the ancestors and break free from the samsara that has bound you with ignorance and separation consciousness. To break free of that is to witness firsthand all the lies and deceit that have been fed to you. Those lies, deceit, and control systems have ingrained themselves into every facet of your life. Through personal living, finances, education, religions, news and media, politics. Everything available to educate and inform you has been fed with these artificial systems to keep you in a place of obedience and instill programming that will keep you submissive through fear and ignorance. Looking at all that, what do you believe would happen when you break through from a false narrative that has done nothing but lie to you about a world that does not truly function in the way you've been taught? You have to see through all the lies and chaotic disarray that represents a false system. All of that must be brought onto the table to realize that all of you have believed in has been nothing but programming. This will cause a barrage of emotions to surface, and it must happen in order for you to regurgitate the false programming embedded within each of you. It will be intense, but you will break through all of it. This is what it means to have a true awakening. One who awakens discovers the false and snaps out of the illusory programming they've been indoctrinated with. Then another awakens, and another, and another. And together those who have awakened now form larger groups, where their realization of a false world has finally been witnessed and overcome. Those people stand together. They work to help awaken others, no matter what it takes. As this happens, the snowball effect happens. You are living through that mass snowball effect right now. The world, even just a small portion of the population, is all that's needed to bring about the seeds of change, to reshape the landscape so that such changing of force that opposes corruption and separation consciousness can never rise again. This is what awakening stands for. And for those who stand together through a great awakening, they unite because of tragedy. They stand together because there has been nothing but lies, deceit, and separation that attempts to convince the ignorant how the world operates. But they have not seen the true world yet. Not until they hear their words of their brothers and sisters, reaching their hands out towards them so that they can grab a hold and stand with those who have been awakened. When that happens, the Great Awakening will only become greater. You are here, right now, watching this unfold. Have you taken the hand? Are you standing with those who have also awakened? Are you walking alongside your tribe? That is what it is to be a part of a great awakening. This concludes the Infinite Intelligence Report. Namaskar. Thank you very much for checking out the New Earth Teachings YouTube channel. Feel free to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And you can check out the websites, newearthteachings.com, where you can order a private session, 3 questions by email, EQ method, and a lot more. And you can also check out healingcodecards.com, where you can grab your mind deck, your body deck, and of course the brand new Body Deck Special Edition. All of these are available in digital editions as well. And you can also get a shirt just like this through healingcodeshop.com, where you can experience the healing codes in apparel form. So feel free to check out these websites. Thank you so much, and I'll speak to you again in the next video. Be well.